you remember a couple months ago? Probably 3 months ago, we had somebody email us and tell us that they were a seat filler for Lilly Singh.
Yes.
We have those emails, and when we talked about her, she asked us not to say who she was because
Yeah.
So we talked about her like she was a dude. She asked us to, right?
Yeah, Jennifer did not want us to
Come on,
tell
man.
anybody
Dude.
that her name is Jennifer Smith.
No. Man. So apparently, that was in October. Remember, they said they were filming something and it wouldn't air till February and stuff like that. Well, it seems like that young lady.
We had a whole take on like what we thought it was like, and
Yes.
yeah.
I believe that young lady has made a video.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Do you want to watch it?
I would love to.
Okay, cool. Let's check
I
it
want
out.
to see how many of the things we assumed are right.
Cosmopolitan, Deadline. Whereas before, there were negative reviews from, like, Angry Virgins.
Hi, I'm an angry virgin, and you're watching a meme video.
That's already funny.
All right.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my intro.
For the sake of the new YouTube terms of service, I would need to say that that opening was mostly a joke. I'm Amanda, you're watching Swell Entertainment, and I went to a couple tapings of A Little Late with Lilly Singh. When I say a couple, I mean 4, and that was not the original plan. I was only supposed to go to 1. When A Little Late with Lilly Singh aired, I knew I wanted to do a video on it. However, I didn't just want to review the show because everyone was already doing that. The way I just
Name some shows. Who would be reviewing it?
Name one show that's been talking
I
about
fucking
the show.
dare you.
She doesn't really know her stuff. It's literally the entire internet.
I know.
Oh, it's terrible. It's just.
decide if I'm going to do a commentary video is I look at whether or not I have anything to add to a conversation. I don't want to just repeat what everyone else is saying, especially if the same evidence is out there already.
Well, sorry, then you're never going to make it in this business, sweetheart. If
I don't
wanna
think you
make
know
it-
how to be a YouTuber.
If you want to get to the top of the YouTube world, you just repeat what everyone else says, and you add the same kind of thumbnails with neon colors.
Hot take.
Kids love that stuff.
See was people trying to be audience members for the show. So what I did is I went and checked One Iota because that's where Jimmy Kimmel gets his on-camera audiences, and he's on the same network. Now, I've been an on-camera audience member a couple of times for this similar type of show, so that's why I felt I was qualified.
This has to be her, right? This is the person that emailed us because this is identical to the email we received a few months ago.
But it could just be other people.
Okay, you might be right. Yeah.
Qualified to review the show in this way. I feel I have a good understanding of what's a normal use of an applause sign, what's a normal use of a warm-up in the beginning, what's a normal amount of production, crew involvement in taping, etc. General things that most shows like this need. And I can honestly say that I was surprised by how overproduced A Little Late with Lilly Singh is. Let me start by saying I was only going to go to one taping. Adam Conover was going to be a guest. I like Adam Conover. That way I'm not just going and seeing a random person and then leaving it all up to Lily to entertain me. After that taping,
that
the
would be a bad
crew
plan.
Yeah, seriously.
told me that the episode would be airing sometime later that week. That week ended, and then another week started, and then another week started, and it was like a week of repeats. Oh, they're not going to air my episode. I'm sure eventually they will. It is currently February 5th, and that episode was October 23rd.
So they're scrapping.
Whoa. The whole point of late night shows, the history of late night shows, is they film the episode that day,
Yes.
during the day, in the afternoon usually, and they air it that evening. Unless you're like, I think Jimmy Kimmel goes live.
Yeah,
but for
some
the
of them
most
have the
part.
balls to go live. But even the ones that were pre-recorded, most of the classic
Right.
late night shows, it was done the afternoon of, and it was ready to go. It's weird.
At the time, I figured they may never air the episode.
They may
I
just
still
be
want to.
scrapping entire episodes, too, which is not a good sign.
Well, I mean, if it was recorded in October, the problem is that when like an Adam Conover guy goes on there, it's supposed to be to plug something that's coming up like within a week or
Of
even
course.
most a month. How is it topical? Like late night shows, the whole point of a late night show is to be topical.
Come in. Hey, it's opening this weekend. Thanks for having me.
Right.
Do a little back and forth.
To make this video, so I decided I was going to try and go to another taping. So I saw that Karen Gillan was going to be a guest. I'm in love with Karen Gillan. Perfect. That episode hasn't aired. There was another taping later
That's
that
two
week
now.
on November 7th, my birthday, that had no guest listed. I figured that that was either very good or very bad. So
It's the latter.
I applied. It ended up being Reggie Watts, who is an American
I like Reggie Watts.
comedian and currently is also the DJ for James Corden's show. But the point is that I went by myself, drove to LA, and sat through this shit show for you all on my birthday. Please don't skip the ads. Gas is expensive. The final taping I went to was actually a little over a month later on December 12th, and it was the fourth to last show. So the way that A Little Late with Lilly Singh operates is that during the work week they would record 2 episodes a day, sometimes 3. I went to the fourth to last show on the 12th, and that episode was special because it was a team super takeover. It was invite only. How the fuck did I do that? I really didn't even do anything. I just talked to the right person.
From Iowa, Amanda Orange County.
Oh, she really was there. She filmed it. She's not bullshitting.
Nope.
And before someone comes to me and says, Amanda, another fan could have taken that spot. They were struggling to get people in there that didn't fill the audience, so don't even come at me for that. But the
I'm sure it wasn't hard.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
reason that episode is also special is because it's the episode where RuPaul was a guest, and that episode aired a little over a week ago. So I signed an NDA for each episode I went to. So I
Whoa.
Go sign that NDA, bro.
She signed an NDA? No.
Sign an NDA.
When I was in LA, I saw
Pete Davidson was the guest.
When I was in LA, this is when Leno was still on. I went and actually saw Leno. My friend's like, "Yeah, I'll get you on. You come over." I didn't have to sign an NDA. Is signing an NDA normal? Because I mean, I haven't since the Leno show. I haven't really been to. Let me think. Have I been to the late night one? I think it was just Leno, but I guarantee you, I never had to.
I wonder if they're starting to do them now.
An NDA is a non-disclosure agreement, guys.
I wonder if they're starting to do them now. I don't know. Like I used to go to all kinds of shows, and I never had to sign one.
I will not be talking about the contents of the episodes that have not aired yet.
Very smart, by the way.
I will talk about a couple of things that happened before I signed the NDA, and a couple of things that happened after I left the building, after the show was finished recording. A couple of things I've seen in commentary videos is people critiquing the audience itself. Some people were like, they must be working the hell out of that applause sign. A Little Late with Lilly Singh doesn't have an applause sign. They don't need one. Before the show starts, after we've all checked in and signed our NDAs, the warm-up comes outside, which is something I'm not used to, but because this is a smaller studio, they shoot the show at Sirens.
Is that the studio?
Royce. It's a nice little setup, right?
I've been to Aldi's bigger than that.
I've had studio apartments bigger than that.
Studios across the street from BuzzFeed. They do not shoot at NBC Studios, nor do I think they ever will. Warm-up comes outside and tries to get us loud, get us going, get us hyped. And a comment that was made by her was, now guys, we want to make sure that we're being as loud and excited as possible, because sometimes when people are watching at home, if they don't hear laughter, then they might think it's not that funny.
Yeah, we don't want, listen, the last thing we want is for people watching at home is to think the show is not funny.
And they think a laugh track helps?
Because then you know it's funny, because you're like, oh, wait, people are laughing.
Now, the thing is about the RuPaul episode, every single audience member, aside from a handful of NBC executives, don't worry, we'll talk about that later. Most of the people that are there, myself included, have been there before. Or they were huge fans of Lilly's and they had flown in from around the world and around the country to come to the show. They did not
Imagine paying for a ticket to see Lilly sing.
need coaching. This was not fake laughing for them, because for the most part...
Imagine paying for a ticket to see a live TV show.
In general, yeah. When I saw Leno's, because I was out there to visit a friend or
free,
whatever,
right?
I was ready. Yeah, it was free, of course.
Like you had to get them in advance, so your friend just probably happened to have them.
My friend worked for NBC, I think at the time, was a PA there.
Even if you just apply for them and get them, it's free.
They're all free. No, they don't charge for
It
these
should just be
tickets.
free.
Yeah.
Everyone was there, was so excited to be there. They wanted Lilly to see them. They wanted to be recognized that they were the loudest, and they were making it happen because it's Lilly and they got to see Lilly. So this episode isn't exactly a good baseline for me to talk about the audience atmosphere, but this thing happens. They seat us all. I made the choice of not purchasing merch. I did have money to purchase merch because I
Why would she buy Mike?
No merch.
Oh.
knew that because it was a fan takeover, the chances of me getting sit up front if I'm not wearing merch were very low.
I can't wait to see my merch animated tonight.
And then I decided not to because I wanted to eat later that night and didn't want to pay for a hoodie for a show I didn't like. So instead of being sat right up front, they sat me in like the third row, which ended up working out perfectly because I am in nearly every single audience shot. If you want to try and find me throughout the episode, My hair is curled, I'm wearing my glasses, and I'm wearing a green jacket. Where's Swell? As we're being sat down, we're being handed candy. The warm-up comes out again. Now, having a warm-up for your audience is not unusual. It's normal to have a...
You know who the warm-up was when I went to see Leno? Stuttering John.
Yeah, the warm-up at the Daily Show back in the day was none other than Sex for Sam alum Paul Mercurio.
Really?
He was the warm-up guy for years for the Daily Show.
Comedian come in before the host to get the audience loosened up and laughing and clapping and get them ready for the show. And it's not an easy job. I do not envy any of these people. A warm-up is normal. What they have the warm-up do is not normal. So before the warm-up gets to start their spiel, a voice comes on in the sky and we are told to look at her while she's standing on the monologue X and laugh and applaud and do all of that while they record it. Okay, guys.
Again, I have very limited experience except for the Leno thing. We never had to do that.
Never had to do it.
We never had to do that. And they do sit certain people in the front, but it wasn't if you bought a Jay Leno hoodie. They wanted people sitting up front that were dressed nice. Like, they wanted someone that was dressed in a nice, but if you showed up in a button-up shirt, I'm not saying a tie or anything, but like dressed decently.
Yeah, they didn't want bums.
Right, exactly.
Total bums.
So we're gonna
Unless, and honestly, you could be dressed up, by the way, dressed up a certain way too, because I remember they'd want to show that the show appeals to everybody. So if anybody that came from like the Midwest that had like a cowboy hat on and like a bolo tie and a jacket, they put them up front because they're like, all right, now we're showing New Yorkers and like Midwesterners. That's how Letterman used to do his shit. You'd always see some.
It also depended on the guest. I mean, depending on who the guest was, that's how they would also.
Well, sometimes when they had a certain guest, the place would be just dominated by that fucking fan base.
By that demographic of fans, yeah.
Again, okay, one more time. Louder, okay. So now we're going to have her go over there. You guys are going to look at Lily's desk, and you guys are going to laugh and clap, okay? Now we're going to do something a little more polite, just some polite clapping. Now I want you all to look at each other and act like you're discussing what was just said. Now you guys all know Lily.
This is... Look, we thought this show was manufactured. We thought the show was manufactured before, right?
Oh, of course.
But this is like meticulous detail into manufacturing the show.
This is insanity.
Yeah.
Sometimes she makes some off-color jokes. She's not always politically correct, which I don't know where you got that from. You guys are all going to act like maybe you're not sure if you want to clap, so you're just like, and then like polite clapping. We're going to do that.
Okay, hold on. Just when we were up to this point.
Now take your top off. At this point. No, but it's like, how long are we doing this? How deep does this go? All right, listen, we got a series of costume changes. If you want to go to the subway across the street, that's where our bathroom is.
That. And there's cameras here, there's cameras here. Even as you're recording, they are recording the audience. For this particular audience, they really didn't need to do this. Everyone wanted to see Lily. Her paid audience members were there. And I'm going to talk about her paid audience members in a minute, but they were the ones who orchestrated the whole event. If anyone there was not getting fucking hyped, they were going to make sure they were getting hyped. Now, before I move on, I want to talk about something that was said. So after we had finished recording all of our laugh tracks for later, the warm-up started talking a little bit like, has anyone been here before? Now, Lily's here. She doesn't know you guys are here. Of course, there's applause and screaming because Lily's name was said. And I don't fully remember how we got onto this topic. Warm-up said something that kind of took me aback a little bit because why would you admit that? Especially when she said it in front of the NBC execs that I know were also in the studio at the time. Okay, guys, and you guys love these chairs, right? Aren't these comfortable chairs?
The NBC execs being there is a bad sign for the show.
No, it's a great sign because, hear me out, Royce.
Okay.
Because they enjoy the show so much that they choose to go and do their work there. Set up a temporary office space to do work out of there. Isn't that? It's not a good sign.
Boy. Right? If you guys come back tomorrow, you guys can take some of these home with you. Someone's already got claim on Lily's desk, but you guys can absolutely come back for the chairs. Why would you say that? I don't think you need me to tell you that that's not good and not something...
Wait. Did she say that you could come back?
For the chairs.
Does that mean... I'm sorry, I got to back up a little bit because I paused a little bit too much, which I did it to myself.
I feel like maybe he's making a joke.
Because why would you admit that? Especially when she said it in front of the NBC execs that I know were also in the studio at the time. Okay, guys, and you guys love these chairs, right? Aren't these comfortable chairs, right? If you guys come back tomorrow, you guys can take some of these home with you. Someone's already got claim on Lily's desk, but you guys can absolutely come back for the chairs. Why would you say that? I don't think you need me to tell you that that's not good and not something you should admit to your audience when the whole goal of them being there was partially, we want to show Lily that we love and support her, but also partially, please don't cancel the show. The warm-up was going to start doing a game with all of us to like get us going, but I guess we were running a bit behind on time, so instead we decided to skip that. Now I will give Lily this, because she does something that I haven't seen done before, where she comes out
and menstruates openly on stage. It's called open menstruating, and there's a pool of blood. Just sits there.
It sounds horrible.
But you got to give her credit. Nobody else does that.
Well, you know,
Joan Rivers did it once.
You know what I learned? Somebody taught me a long time ago in business. You know, when they go, nobody else does that, a lot of times it's because people have already determined they probably shouldn't do that.
Before she's introduced as the host and the taping actually starts, she runs out to say hi. On this occasion, she came out and saw a bunch of people from Team Super.
That's
that
not
knew.
unusual. That's not unusual. She's saying like, it's nice that Lily does that. And I'm like, let me tell you something. Most of the old school guys used to do that.
Leno did that. Leno came out in his denim. When he had his suit off, he went back and he changed after the show, and he came out in like denim shirt, denim pants, and he would shoot the shit with people.
Jon Stewart would do it at the Daily Show long before anybody came out. He would pop out and say hi, and he would do a Q&A and everything.
Yeah.
Like, he was very nice.
She was all surprised and excited, and everyone's clapping and smiling and laughing, and yay, it's Lily. And this was a moment that was included in her vlog. And I will give it to Lily. That is a genuinely nice thing that she does, to come out and greet her audience before the taping actually starts, to work out like, okay, so here's what we're gonna do.
But again, I'm maybe you've just done these new shows. I know for a fact Leno would do that. You know who else? I know people that have gone to Conan. Conan does that too, or did that at least. I don't know if he still does that, but Conan, when he was in the New York studio, would do that. He would come out and he'd shoot
spiel.
Yeah, and he would just joke and stuff like that with the audience. Yeah.
I'm gonna go back in there. I'm gonna come out here. I'm gonna come out do the monologue. You guys are all gonna cheer when the door is open, and then we're gonna get the show started. Are you guys ready? I do think that's very nice and a nice personal touch. To talk about the RuPaul episode, we must first talk about these 4 people, but we must definitely talk about Rico. To my knowledge, all 4 of them are at the very least permanent audience members for A Little Late with Lilly Singh.
Permanent audience members?
Yeah, dude, I'm a permanent audience member.
Like that's your job.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty big. Like, a lot of people would kill for in the industry. Like, coming up, dude, it's a big gap.
Now, I can only confirm that Rico is a paid audience member because he told me, but also I had overheard one of the PAs say to one of the crew members that they had given him SAG paperwork. Now, I don't remember seeing any of them the first
So they bribe these people with SAG paperwork.
episode I attended, but I did meet Rico and see Heidi and Sherelle at the second episode that I attended. Rico started talking to me before the taping of the second episode. He was not
Damn, girl, you's a 9.
You're right.
shy about the fact that he knew all the crew and that he was in fact working for the show. He said he had attended so many tapings that Lily had taken notice and offered to try and find him a job for the show. He told me that his job varied, but for the most part it boiled down to him being in fact a paid audience member. On that day in particular, he did bring a bag with him because he brought a change of clothes for the second taping that day. Rico is very open about this job on Instagram. He posts clips from the show he's been in and talks about Lily being a great boss and why wouldn't he want to work with her and things like that. Lily doesn't seem to have a problem with people knowing that Rico works on the show as an audience member.
Audience is good. Sherelle and Rico are out there. I feel like the Rico's my comfort now. It's like when I see him in the audience, I'm like, okay, Rico's here, it's fine.
Aside from when the show is actually being taped.
You, come here. Can we get a cheer? Okay, hold on. We got props here. Here you go. This is for you.
Everything's a proper gamer.
What's your name? Rico, thank you so much for Rico.
What's your name? You know his name. He's a paid audience member.
Ready to confident, Rico, this is yours.
So Rico and I talked quite a bit before the second taping that I went to,
I bet Rico bothered you a lot.
Imagine being Rico.
a little bit after the third taping I went to, which is when Rico approached me and another attendee and said, "Hey, are you guys as big of fans of Lily as I am?"
So they implant Rico in there to just fucking. Why? Hey, you guys love Lily as much as I do.
Who doesn't love Lily, huh, guys?
She's the bee's knees.
Sure is.
And I kind of
I would
didn't
love
really
to take that job and phone it in.
Yeah. Isn't Lily great?
answer. I was like, oh, we met the other day. Hi, what's up? What's going on? He invited us to the Team Super Takeover event that was happening on December 12th. And I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't sure I was going to go. Partially because I had no plans of going to any other episodes after that third one. Mainly because I felt I was just better off waiting for one of the episodes to air at that point. And also there was another audience member that kept bothering me and making me very uncomfortable before taping started. And I didn't want to deal with it again because I had seen him at a previous taping as well, and he had recognized me from a previous taping, and that's why he came over to bother me. Then I saw that Rico was openly publishing on Historian stuff about the Team Super Takeover. They clearly were having issues filling seats, so I was like, fuck it, let's RSVP. After I RSVP'd, I was supposed to send in a photo identification and then still apply through One Iota, but it was also stressed that this was a fan-only event, and this was also a secret. The crew knew, her assistant knew, and very quickly the NBC executives knew, but she did not know until we were there. For the most part, what has aired is what was recorded. They added in a couple laughs here and there, but they've done that with pretty much every single fucking episode, it looks like. So that's not a surprise. I wanted more out of that interview. RuPaul has had a very interesting life, and there's an interview that I would have loved to see, except I wish Lily was a little better at interviewing people, and that's my main critique for the show itself, is I need Lily to learn to be better at interviewing. So much of the interviews start out with Lily being like, oh, we met this way, and it's like, okay, we get it, you know, famous people, but
That's embarrassing.
That's a lot of critique, but this is true. These are a lot of the critiques everybody has. It's
Could you
just
imagine if somebody sat down on Johnny Carson's couch and said, you know, Johnny, remember when I saw you last summer at the boat? Johnny would have just on the air been like, what the hell's wrong with you? Don't fucking talk about my life.
You're right.
It would have been
You're
like,
right.
hey, so anyway, this new movie, right? You were at a premiere with Bubba, but like,
Tell me about that.
It's never like, oh, yeah, remember when we were playing golf? He would have been like,
I'll kill you.
I'm supposed to be Johnny Everyman. Shut the fuck up. Like, play along. Like this. She's right though. There's that weird like, I'm gonna connect myself. Here's another one of my famous buddies, and you have to sit there and be like, oh cool, I get to meet your famous buddy and listen to you guys catch up. This is annoying.
But also, the show is 30 minutes. You're going to make us sit through a dumb game. Let's hurry this up. I wish Lily had more interview experience before going into
The show's only 30 minutes?
the show, because that's something she clearly doesn't seem comfortable with doing yet, is like inquiring into people, which is why I think they spend so much time on the games. And the games, I'm sorry, they're not interesting to watch. If I am watching your show, Lily, for you, and you're trying to get me invested into this random guest that you have on here, you do not give me enough time to be aware of who this person is and to be interested in seeing them play some random game where they name off what these pictures make them think of. When you were given such a small time slot and you split up half the time slot with a dumb game, you gotta cut out the filler. Also in these interviews,
You know, she's got a good point. If you got a half-hour show, I'd be like, how do we even get everything into a half-hour show?
Yeah, and hers the opposite.
Yeah, it's like, how do you kill some time? You're like, you want to kill time on a fight? Which, by the way, that hour, that's a lot of commercial breaks.
Yeah.
Because they're dumping a lot of commercials on those shitty half hours. So it's, what do you, right? Like, wouldn't you be going like, man, we got like 18 minutes to fill, solid, 22 minutes of running time to really realistically fill, not counting intros, bumpers, stingers, throwing things. So like, what do you have? It's easy.
much would like to hear less about you. On the RuPaul episode, they did Lily's Audience Got Skills, ? Which was a talent show where RuPaul and Lily assigned the talent. In case you want to know what Sherelle and Nina look like, here are they being the chosen people from the audience.
Thank you for being here. What is your name? Nina. Is this your first time in the audience?
Basically live here.
I basically live here.
Thank you for being here.
There's another one of our audience.
Sherelle, is it your first time here? No.
Obviously, the dude in the hoverboard was a plant that was obviously set up. Also, the guy who did the table ripping, he also did not re-enter the audience with Nina and Sherelle. That entire selection was just planted. Do something spontaneous for your show. Do something that's not overproduced and scripted. Just do something more fun.
She's not capable of it.
Yeah,
she lacks that. Look, there's things you could learn, but there's also like inherent talents that people have. She's not talented enough to do something spontaneous. You guys, by you guys, I mean NBC took Lilly Singh and all her YouTube stuff is pre-produced shit, right? It's all pre-produced skits, but probably 50 hours of filming to do a 5-minute skit. It's all edited down. It's heavily edited down. That's how her thing goes. You took somebody who has never interviewed people, never knew how to riff, and you put her on a show where you have to know how to riff, where you have to know how to interview people. You have to be able to work on your feet. You know, I mean, we played it before, like the Arsenio Hall clip when that Queer Nation guy showed up, and Arsenio Hall did 7 minutes unplanned on him, just ripped him apart. You know, made fun, like stuff like that. Like, you can't do that. You don't have that in you.
Well, I think a good example is look at Jimmy Kimmel, right? I think we can all say what Jimmy Kimmel's turned into. We all kind of despise him now. He's just a very unlikable asshole. That being said, he's fucking good at his job.
Yes.
Even though his show kind of sucks now because a lot of crying preach, Trump, 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 he's still a master at his craft. He went into it. He got into it. He learned how to do live television, which is a bitch to do, live or taped. But Jimmy Kimmel knows, and some of these other guys know how to sit down with somebody and just like, look at Johnny Carson would get a couple of bullet points and go, all right, I'll see you out there. That's all I needed to know. You wanted to talk about this? I'm going to lead into this story. All right, cool. Fucking do it out there. Right. And then it was just, let's have a conversation. They would only come to you and go, I just need a couple of, like, we want to know what direction it's going in. Okay, that and that and that. All right, cool. We'll see you. And then it just felt like two guys that were, like, catching up. And that's all you wanted in your late night guys was they would bring in some semi-famous people and you go, and they would hang out. And once in a while, they would involve them in some kind of bit, but it wasn't a forced bit.
It's funny because the chat room is calling us saying that you're not fooling me, Sticks. I know this is you.
It's made his transformation complete.
And also, I'm sorry, what's the point of having fixed audience members if you're not strategically placing them throughout your audience? Now that you guys know what these four look like, you're going to see them in nearly every single episode. They almost always sit them right in the front row. And I'm assuming that's just to hype up Lilly and be like, hey, look, you've got supporters here. It doesn't matter what's going on. But usually the point of audience...
NBC executives are showing up. You have to have paid audience members. You have to have people laugh. You have to pre-laugh and record laughters. You have scrapped... Just from what she's saying, at least 4 shows you've scrapped. I don't see this lasting through I don't see this lasting through summer.
Oh, come on, Royce. Be positive.
I am positive this will not last through the end of summer.
That's the only I was hoping. I was like, I'm going to lob this up.
I got you. Fucking alley-oop. Thank you, Scottie Pippen. I got it. No, but seriously, like, I am positive this doesn't last through summer. I don't think so. I mean, I doubt it. This show's not going to last.
It's not doing good.
Audience plans is to spread them out so that they can get the applause going in different sections. It's like a ripple effect. Someone starts clapping, and then everyone starts clapping, okay? That's part of the goal of having an audience plan. I don't know why you guys sit them all up front, even for bullshit.
Because they look diverse. I mean, I'll give you an honest answer. The real answer is
that Burger King Kids Club look.
Yeah, she is right that... You know, she is right that if you are going to have, like, WWE, if you're going to have, like, planted audience members, you try to spread it out.
Of course.
You know? But, and the other thing is, like, you know, WWE might even, they pipe in crowd noise all the time. That's what they're known for. But they're really good at it. Like, you don't hear the cuts. Like, with Lilly, you hear the cuts.
It's very lazily done.
Yeah.
There's no effort put into at least the production of the lies.
Well, that's because they're filming the show in an old Forever 21. Like, what do you want from them? Fucking...
Shitting your show, you are doing it wrong. But obviously that doesn't matter because again, we have all that stock audio and stock footage of the audience clapping. So who cares? So another thing that happened during the RuPaul episode is that while they were setting up for the game, one of the crew members or one of the writers, I believe, was up front talking with Rico. And it was fairly quiet in the room, so
I can't imagine.
All could hear fairly clearly. Rico was like, I just don't understand why they have to be here. And the crew member said, you know why they're here. They were pretty
talking about the NBC executives. You know why they're here.
Transparently referring to the NBC executives. And yeah, you know why they're there. I went to 4 tapings. I've seen the show. I know why they're there. Lilly's monologue became a Twitter moment because she did a whole monologue talking about being a bisexual woman and how she had come
covered
out
it.
about a year prior,
powerful.
and how no one
It's a
should get to
powerful message.
dictate how much she talks about being a bi woman of color. And I'm conflicted on this. Lily, I'm going to address you directly, so here we go. On one hand, I want to applaud you. Talk about whatever you want. This is your show. Screw everyone else. And I would do that if this was episode 4, maybe 5, but this episode that aired was episode 80 something of like 142 that were recorded. This was the 4th to last episode that was recorded. Your viewership is going down. Clearly started having an issue with filling the audience because at some point you guys started using SRO, which is standing room only, which is very similar to One Iota, except it's paid audience members. So it's easier to fill a crowd with them because people show up because they want to get paid. If this was an earlier episode, I would have applauded you for this statement because then I would have known that, okay, stand your ground, see how it goes over, and then if it doesn't work out, clearly me standing my ground is not keeping people watching and it's not helping reviews. People don't care that I'm standing my ground. They still don't think the jokes are funny. They don't like the games. They don't like the interviews. They don't want X, Y, and Z.
They don't like her.
Yeah, they don't like her.
They don't like her.
I think the show should be canceled. I would have known that you would have had time to adjust and, grow as a show and grow as a late night host. However, I know that this was the 4th to last episode that was recorded.
Okay, now Ric Flair's going to sue you.
Yeah, that's not.
You're not one of the 4 horsemen.
Not, either that or you got to deal with all 4 of them. I mean, so now you got
Arn Anderson's
pretty much
going to be on
Arn
your
Anderson, Tully Blanchard's coming out, Ole Anderson. I'm sure Ole Anderson needs the goddamn money. You might be looking at
He might
legal
be in that
action.
audience.
You might be hearing from J.J. Dillon's lawyer. We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
You don't want that on you.
And I know that this was one of 4 episodes that I attended over the span of 3 months. And I'll tell you something, Lily. I saw 0 growth in that time. Nothing changed in how you did this. It's not even you digging your heels in. It's you putting blinders on. You've built an incredible large brand off of YouTube, which is impressive, and I will never knock that. A little late with Lilly.
It's almost like, and look, I'm saying this as someone that is currently broadcasting on YouTube, so don't think I don't understand it, but it's almost like sometimes some YouTube fame doesn't translate.
Yeah,
well.
it's almost like some people are just kind of good at something, and they should grow in that and try to make that better and
Right.
try to, but not
Try to go mainstream.
try to go do something they're not good at. That's all. I'm not.
Saying,
I'm
it's
not.
not-
Trust me.
You're
I'm,
right.
not, I'm not trying to be a Hollywood actor. I'm not trying to. Well, now that I got ROTC, I'm going to finagle that into my job at Fox News. It's not happening. There's some things where you go, I'm good at this. Let's get better at this.
Shepard Smith spot's open.
That's true, and he was an idiot. He was.
He
Anybody
was a
could
dumb
have
man.
his job.
Your YouTube channel. You're the top of the
All you have to be is homosexually perplexed, and you could be Shepard Smith.
food chain at your YouTube channel. For your channel, you have people that work for you. You are in charge of them. Over at Siren Studios, where A Little Late with Lilly Singh is filmed, sure, you are also in charge over there. The thing is, though, is that that's not your building. It's NBC's building. Your show is not on your YouTube channel. It's on NBC's network and their slot, and they get to decide whether or not they renew or cancel your show. I highly doubt that NBC gave 2 shits about the Team Super Takeover. That didn't sway or change their opinion about whether or not to renew or cancel your show. Because right now it's February 5th, it's been 2 months, and the show still has not been renewed or canceled. At this point in time, there's really nothing you can do but sit back and let all of the episodes that you have filmed, because I know you were sitting on so many episodes right now, which is why I'm always baffled when there's a whole week of repeats. Lily, I believe that you believe
That
So
show
you're-
also.
yeah, you're
that show
sitting-
also has been. Anytime I've seen it on, and I mean, I'm not really into I don't watch TV. I watch everything online, so it's rare that. But anytime I've stayed in a hotel, or I've had to stay, you know what I mean, or I'm out and about, or we're out and about, I always flip on the TV, and it always does look like it's a repeat of hers every time.
Somebody also said in the chat, because remember the woman that, I don't know if this is the same woman, it might or might not be, I have no idea, but that emailed us was saying that, oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
they make you use the bathroom across the street at a Subway, and somebody says, oh, I didn't see a Subway across the street. There's Siren Studios, there's Subway. You see the Subway? That's the Subway just down the street.
right down the street.
Where you have to use the bathroom. Just so you guys know, that was actually an accurate statement.
I would get it. I would use the bathroom at Trejo's Coffee and Donuts.
Now, the problem with Trejo's Coffee and Donuts is probably have to buy something. Subway doesn't care. I'm
Well,
sure
you think Janie Trejo wouldn't let me use the bathroom?
Yo, Holmes, we don't got a bathroom here, dude. All right, let's play this.
almost everything that you say in your monologues. I think those are things that you're passionate about and those are things you want to talk about. But your reactions to criticism is not good and it's not healthy. You clearly internalize it a lot, which is probably why you are digging your heels in and continuing to talk about the things that people are complaining about. Which on one hand, good for you. Do whatever the you want. But on the other hand, you have people depending on you. If the show is canceled, every single person that works at that studio for A Little Late with Lilly Singh loses their job. The fact that they placed you at Siren Studios away from NBC Studios alone should show you that you are erasable. If you're not making...
Where did Carson, because Carson Daly did have a little studio, so before Carson Daly was interviewing people at a bar, was he at Siren Studios too? I wonder where he broadcast from.
Was he in LA though?
Yeah, he was in LA.
I thought he did a New York show.
No, I think he moved to LA after MTV. Pretty sure. Maybe
Okay.
I'm wrong.
Making them stupid amounts of money, they will just get rid of your show. It doesn't matter what The Atlantic or CNN says about you, because the critics are not the people watching 90% of the time. And your viewership is dwindling, and I don't know what else to say. And I honestly don't even know why I'm bothering to say this, because your show is done taping for season 1. The damage is done. The episodes are shot. I hope your show is picked up for season 2, but I hope it's not if you don't get it through your head that there are people depending on you, and this is not all about you. If she sees this, well, first off, you're not going to...
She sees these. Let me be clear. She sees every video made about her, every tweet. She does. She does because she comments about it a lot.
Can't help. Yeah, she can't help herself.
See this? Hi, I'm nobody. If you see this and you do think it's a mean video, that'll be your biggest critique, is like, who is this person making this mean video about me? I'm nobody, and that's fine. But I hope you get it through your head. I went to 4 tapings of your show. I talked to some of your crew members. They all seem lovely, and those are people that will lose their job once A Little Late with Lilly Singh is canceled.
But they should. But they should lose their jobs. That happens all the time.
Yeah, and that, you know what, honestly, sometimes you lose your job and you think, well, that was a great cushy gig and it sucks, but then you get to go be a part of something that doesn't suck.
Yeah.
Something that gives you pride.
Should we continue putting on a terrible show because someone might lose their job?
Yes.
Every time someone asks me, what do you think of the show? I would answer with the same thing. I'm excited to see her grow. And it's true. I want you to do well not only for other YouTubers, but also for other women in late night, for other LGBT, for other women of color. Lilly, I hope NBC...
Here's the thing you got to understand. This critique of Lilly Singh, this isn't being done. This video is not being done by a toxic male, or by some man-hating white woman-hating white nationalist. This girl seems to be like she would be on your side. Like this is. This should be your core audience. Women that talk like her and look like her should be your core audience.
Should be loving your show, right?
Yeah,
now.
they should be. So, Lilly, you're pretending like it's just people that these fucking angry white males and Republicans.
And don't worry, it's also us. It's also us
no, of
for
course,
sure.
But
we're in the mix.
But you could do without those people as long as you have your core audience.
Of course.
You know what I mean? You're losing your core audience. Nobody cares about you. You're terrible.
NBC gives A Little Late with Lilly Singh a second chance. I don't think they will, but if they do, I think you need to look at the possibility of needing to do a rebrand. But it's also pointless for me to say that because you getting a second season.
Yeah, it's going to be a rebrand. They're just going to replace it with Aziz Ansari, and he'll be the new late night host.
And he's going to be coming out going, damn, Mindy, so what you been up to anyway?
You're right.
She'll be producing that one too.
It'll be the same thing as Lilly Singh. But
Man, it's so good to see you, but not really though, because we didn't get along on the set.
Season will just reestablish in your mind that, oh, what I've been doing is fine, because clearly that's what got me a second season, so I just need to keep doing what I've been doing. Lilly, you're not the first person who's tried to do something outside of YouTube. And the reason a lot of them are able to start to try and do that is because they have what can get them in the door. They've got the well-known face, they've got the numbers, but they don't have what it takes to keep them in the room. Show me why you deserve to stay here. The door was open, you skipped some steps, you built an
She skipped
a couple steps.
Some steps?
Sometimes you got to skip a couple steps in life. Like 1, learn to be funny. 2, be a fan of comedy. Become a student of comedy. Have a comedy career. Things like that are just...
Don't do a minstrel show.
Just skip
that usually
right to
helps.
step 1. Have a late night show.
empire out of a YouTube channel. From nothing. From a camera in your room. Lilly, I think you clearly have what it takes to get you in the door. I think you also have what it takes to keep you in the room. But you are so focused on what got you in the door, you don't want to explore what possibilities could keep you in the room. And I know this sounds like a weird think inside the box analogy, but that's not what I'm talking about at all. NBC will cancel your show.
No, but think inside the box does make sense if you go work for the box If you go work in a box company, which is NBC, you have to. You know what I mean?
We got to really think outside the box.
Yeah.
Sir, we're a box company.
Yeah, exactly. My boy's a box.
There's going to be backlash, like, oh, they canceled it because I'm a woman. When this entire time, there's so much evidence that the reason people stop watching is because...
So somebody corrected me. It's not a minstrel show. It's a menstrual show.
Ah, I like that. That's
Period.
actually pretty funny.
Because the show is not funny. The show is not entertaining. It's hard to sit through some of these interviews because they're so uncomfortable to watch. And I don't know what else to do.
So I mean, at least you get a season. Sorry, it'll be like more energetic.
But
it actually would be. I wouldn't know the difference.
You're right.
If you threw Aziz Ansari in a dress, damn, what you been up to anyway, dog? That's crazy.
He'd be shorter. The notes thing.
He would be shorter. He'd be like, wow, what happened to Lilly Singh? She got really short.
Because it's pointless. Like, we're just playing the waiting game now. We have no idea what's happening next.
All right,
Lily,
well, first of all,
Well,
what's this wee shit?
don't
stop it.
come on.
What is this?
What waiting game? I'm not waiting. I don't care.
Yeah, you're like a crazy person, a burst into a room. They're like, what are we going to do here, huh? In Q3. And it's like, oh, wait, how did you get that fucking ID badge?
Let's relax. This show comes on when Mexicans go to work. Like, this isn't like a fucking...
She's doing my bit that I do when I'm jokingly pushing myself onto people as their manager. Like I do. Like, listen, no, look, I will get out of this jam, but you got to work with me here. You got to do what I say.
Watch
nothing.
next. She'll do anything. So the next episode, she starts showing titty. Like, fuck it. That's that. She wants to be in this club. She wants to be in this club so very badly.
But that club is full of funny people, Royce. That's
see
the
this
problem.
video and be like, oh my God, I've seen the error of my ways. What is she gonna do? I don't know why they keep doing full weeks of repeats when I know the amount of...
See, I didn't know that because I don't obviously know. But if they're doing full weeks of repeat when they have that many shows in a can...
I don't think, honestly, Royce, every episode of Lilly Singh I've ever popped onto a TV looks like one I've already seen.
You're right.
I've never seen, like...
But it's also because you're highly racist.
Sure. I don't know. But they really, honestly, they've been running a lot of repeats for a new show. That's not good.
Episodes that you have recorded, but I'm assuming it's because the episodes are not good. That's it. I'm done talking about this. Once my other 3 episodes air, I probably won't do another video. There is stuff I want to talk about in those, but it'll probably just be a Patreon only thing. Did you watch A Little Late with Lilly Singh? Have you been to a taping of A Little Late with Lilly Singh? Has your episode aired? Do you think A Little Late with Lilly Singh will get a season 2? Thank you for watching. Thank you to my patrons Buffy, Samani, Jesse, Aaron, and Catherine for supporting me on my Patreon. If you'd also like to support me on my Patreon, the link will be listed down below. If you'd like to follow me on my social medias, that'll be all up here. Thank you for watching.
It's not good.
Not doing good.
It's not good. And so right before we go, I want to compare what she said to the last video that she uploaded, which by the way was a week ago, to her Late Night with Lily channel here. She's doing it already, by the way.
What they said was, honey,
oh no,
I don't
not
need
this
anything
bit.
special for Valentine's Day. I have you. What they meant was...
Can I say it? Can I do it? I'm going to rape you in your stinker tonight because I bought you pearls.
She's not that Indian.
butt stuff. I really want to do butt stuff.
I was actually kidding, though. Hers was so basic, though. We got to guess them. Can we guess them?
Okay, yeah, this will be fun. This will be a fun game, okay?
You laughing really loud.
You laughing real loud, y'all. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Like, what the fuck?
Do you know how much I would love for Arsenio Hall to walk in and just flip her couch and leave?
What is she doing? Wouldn't you be embarrassed?
I am, Mike, I'm not doing the show and I'm embarrassed.
You laughing real loud, y'all. For real. Like, what are you doing, lady?
Sir. And I respect that. I respect that confidence.
Is she wearing the chain outside of her turtleneck?
She is dressed like a character from Eddie Murphy's The Golden Child. I don't know what's
That's
happening.
a good reference. I really like that. The Golden Child.
I don't know what's happening in this video. Yeah, she's got the chain on over the shirt. I don't know.
You know who we should give this show to? Someone said it in the chat. Eric Andre. Let's give Eric Andre this spot.
I honestly wouldn't you have watched?
Of course I'd watch it.
Like, NBC is so stupid and out of touch. They don't realize that they could have thrown Eric Andre in that time slot, and it would have made more money than it's making
It
now.
would have blown up, I
and
think.
internet clips wide, they would have had a whole new
Yep.
revenue stream of just people looking up the late night Eric Andre clips.
All right, let's guess.
He's probably too big for this now, though. He's probably getting his
Let's guess this. Here we go.
What they said was, I don't need to know anything about your ex-girlfriend.
What did they mean, Mike? What did they mean?
What they mean is, I don't want to hear any more about that talentless bitch that does a show on NBC.
Let's find out.
What they meant was, I've already stalked her for 2 weeks on Instagram, and she has a lazy eye, so...
By the way, making fun of people with disabilities? What they said, what the NBC exec said was, we're going to see what happens if we have a second season. We might want to retool the show. What they
meant was, bitch, you fired.
You fired, bitch.
Oh, shit, you fired, girl.
What Lilly said was, I'm a bisexual woman of color. What she meant was, pay attention to me, please!
This is going to be
We're so petty on that. Are we
Oh, we so petty, yo. For real, we so petty,
No,
girl. We petty.
We're petty.
You've been in the same relationship for how many years now?
12.
You're fine.
When we're stalking the ex, we're like, well, she's kind of lopsided. It's okay.
No, I meant how long was she and her? Because she's been in a relationship forever.
12 years.
Oh, she's been in the state for 12?
Pretty sure that's what I read, yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. We petty, y'all.
What they said was, I'm kind of tired. What they meant was, I don't want to have sex with you, so don't even try.
That's not even a joke.
But even if they are, these are like Abbott and Costello jokes.
No,
Like these are.
They're not even in joke form. She's just saying the thing and then saying the thing people are really saying. There's not even a point. Like, you know what I mean? Like.
What they said was, I don't mind you leaving your toothbrush here at all. What they meant was, why are you trying to trap me? Let me live!
But you see what I mean? Like, dude, no, you don't understand this. This is really bugging me. She just does the premise. And they're hack premises anyway. But her jokes are just the premise. The premise is that if you leave a toothbrush there, that, you know, it's you know, claiming your space or whatever. But she does, there's no punchline. I've never seen somebody just do a premise before.
What they said was, it's cold outside. Don't you want to grab your coat? What they meant was,
You're fat, so you should probably wear a jacket.
yo, don't even think about asking for my jacket. What they said was, are you sure your parents want to meet me? What they meant was,
You smell of curry, and I wouldn't bring you to my house if my life depended on it. I think I'm right. Let's find it. Let's find
I'm not
out.
going to leave you. I'm not going to let you introduce you to my mother when you talk like a.
you told them I'm not white, right?
But you are white, Lily. That's the thing. You are white. You're a basic white bitch. Sure, you might be darker than most, but your humor panders to basic white bitches. Are you kidding me?
She just, I can't anymore. She just hurt me. She just hurt me.
For real. What they said was,
That hurt.
let's just drop it. What they meant was,
This show.
Yeah, that's what they're going to drop. It's the only thing that's getting dropped.
let's leave it for now, but I'll bring it back up 2 years from now on vacation when you least expect it.
Women be crazy, y'all.
Haha, these are laughs from 3 days ago.
Some people laughing are dead now.
What they said was, it's just gonna be a calm guy's night out. You know, nothing too crazy. What they meant was,
My wife is an insufferable igger, and I cannot stand being around her for a moment longer, or I will kill myself.
Yes.
strippers! That was said and meant, and everybody!
Was it? Was it?
This is the worst bit ever.
Is that what it was?
It's not even a good bit. And then it's like that she doesn't even do any punchlines. She just does premises. And also, no, you know what it is? Most times, ladies, it really is just we just want you to shut the fuck up. And we are just hanging out with other dudes, and there's not a woman to be found. Do you know that most places that men go where they don't call you from don't have a woman to be found, right? Golf courses. Like there are places all over that guys go that just have no women. Because it's like nobody wants titties. We just
That's why
want you around.
Straight guys go to gay clubs. We hang out there. We're left alone.
Exactly.
No one bothers.
You just go, can you just put the game on one of these TVs?
I don't care which one.
You put all the Madonna dance videos on the other one. Just can I get the Chargers game? Thanks.
I'll have a whiskey sour. Thank you. You can put an umbrella in if it makes you feel better, but I'm not going